Now, we need to talk about something that's not just theory. It's already here. It's in my day-to-day work. It's going to reshape how we all operate as business analysts. I'm calling it AIBA, the AI Business Analyst. Not because AI will replace us just now, but because AI is becoming our co-pilot today. And the very best example of this action right now is Microsoft Copilot. When it's enabled inside your organization, it's locked down and secure, you can feed in your own documents, requirement packs, design decks, strategic papers, and Copilot can analyze them, summarize them, or even rewrite them. It's not perfect. It's a bit of clunky. You often have to go one document or image at a time, but it works. And if you learn to use it, you're already stepping into the future of business analysis.
The Better Business Analysis Institute
presents the Better Business Analysis Podcast with
Benjamen Walsh.
Welcome back to the Better Business Analysis Podcast with your host, Benjamen Walsh. And we're getting into my top 10 ways AI, and specifically tools like Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, are transforming the BA role. Now, we've talked about AI and how to use it as a BA. This is literally a role that's going to develop. There will be people advertising for AIBAs in the future, or whatever they call it. So I want to talk about it from that angle. Number one is requirements elicitation with the AIBA. Copilot can turn raw stakeholder input into structured requirements. You can upload your meeting transcripts or workshop notes. I took photos of my notes while talking to someone this week, and I asked Copilot to extract the key points from that and give me some rough user stories, or epics. I wasn't going to just use those verbatim, but it did a lot of the steps for me. And after a stakeholder workshop, Copilot can produce a draft requirements pack in minutes if you want. I mean, that's the sell. That's where we want to get to. It's not quite there. Deloitte uses AI-driven transcriptions and Copilot summarization during their client workshops, and they generate requirement documents for review straight away. Now, we're not quite there, and Deloitte has fed in the templates they want to use, the output they want. This week, I asked Copilot to summarize some diagrams I had and put it into a pack for me using the branded template of the client, and I gave it the branded template of the client. It knew about it. But what it did is it just gave me some really random templates. So it's not perfect. Number two, improving documentation quality. Copilot can rewrite your BA outputs to be consistent and professional language and help with spelling or other issues that you might have. I mean, I'm not the best with grammar, and Copilot understands that. There's no more messy drafts and version 2 and 3, and you can get style alignment within BA standards if you fed it all that. You've got to be careful how you prompt. I took some scrappy draft I did. I asked Copilot to rewrite this in context with some other content I'd already written, and it lined it up. Again, not perfect, but saved me at least half an hour. Microsoft's own product teams use Copilots internally to publish technical requirements documentation, and they do that into executive ready language. So that's an angle you could come in at. And number three is the data analysis at scale. This is so important. So Copilot can query your internal data sources directly if you allow it, if it's configured, if it's secure. And it can work with Excel, Power BI, SQL, and soon Microsoft Fabric. So there's your whole pipeline. And you can ask natural language questions. I've used Copilot with Fabric, Microsoft Fabric, which is the latest tool in data analytics or pipeline management, and we could ask questions around student numbers. It's very, very, very useful. You could ask which product lines missed forecasts by more than 10% in quarter 2 without having to do the data analysis. It literally will go and find that answer for you. Heineken uses Microsoft Copilot across Excel and Power BI to analyze sales figures from those two sources. So, the Excel spreadsheet hasn't been put in the data warehouse yet, and it gives managers insights that usually take days. Number 4 is the process modeling and optimization. I'm not that happy with the output I'm getting from AI in this area, but Copilot can analyze your process documents and suggest improvements. You can upload your existing process maps, Visio maps, images of Visio maps work better. You can ask Copilot where are the bottlenecks or duplicates. It will do that. You can feed in like a customer service SOP, and it will highlight redundant steps. So it does the kind of Lean Six Sigma on top of it. Siemens have partnered with a couple of companies, including Microsoft, to automatically map and optimize supply chain processes from the ERP logs that they've got. Now, I'll just on that point, I'm not happy with the process diagrams. If you want a top tip, ask Copilot to generate you what's called a mermaid diagram, which is a basic syntax, and you can take that, and then that will be your very simple diagram. It's not BPMN compliant, so we're not there yet. Maybe one of you can work with me on making a tool like that. Number 5 is stakeholder communication support. So Copilot can reframe BI deliverables for different audiences. You have one draft, and you have the exec version, the developer detail, client facing. So you start with your biggest pack, and then you can ask Copilot to rewrite those points, and you just have to copy and paste them into another presentation. And it does take a little while to still design those documents, but it saves you hours just rewriting. And you can say, summarize this 20-page design pack into a 1-page executive level brief, and it will do that. PwC does that, uses their consultants use it to tailor client communications on the fly, and they turn that around, and they also present back to board ready reports, again using templates, which they've probably worked in Microsoft on. Number 6 is test cases and acceptance criteria. It's really good at this. So Copilot can generate test cases straight from the requirements if you've done a good job with them. It can draft scenarios. It supports QA alignment with BA intent. So it like helps match those two, which is always a gap. And you can just upload your requirements doc and say, generate acceptance criteria and edge cases for a tester. And it will do that. JP Morgan are piloting using generative AI to basically come up with their test automation scripts from business requirements. So that's pretty amazing. Number 7 is that benefits realization tracking. It's actually really good at that. So you can Copilot can connect BA requirements to organizational KPIs, right? And I do that via the capability map, which I've used this week. You need to ingest, project financials and status reports, and you can track benefits and see if they're materializing. You could say, based on these project reports, costs reducing at the target, are we on track? Over in the UK, the NHS, which is the National Health Service, the free doctors and hospitals over there, they use Google AI Analytics to measure whether or not digital health projects are succeeding or not. Number 8 is that Copilot can surface hidden risks within your requirements packs and plans. It can flag vague requirements. It can challenge you, like as a friend would, or someone who's reviewing your document would, and it can highlight dependency clashes that you may not have picked up, right? And you can ask, what are my ambiguities in the requirements document? Where can you identify some risks? Where do I need to add more detail? Airbus, the plane manufacturer, uses AI modeling to assess risks in supply chain projects, and that spots things that humans may have missed. Number 9 is BA training and knowledge sharing. Copilot becomes kind of an internal BA mentor we just mentioned. So new hires can actually query past project packs, which is a good one, to find consistency, things went well, lesson learned. Copilot can surface patterns and those lessons learned we talked about. You could say, show me past CRM project requirements and their outcomes for this organization. What's worked well? Accenture has actually developed AI coaches for their new consultants, right? Instead of having a people lead or a capability lead, and they provide context-specific guidance from internal knowledge bases. And actually this week, Microsoft has released a new AI tool that sits across SharePoint for your records management, which is around knowledge management. So check that out. And number 10, the future of BA is to work with AI every day. Copilot can be your secure partner, and there are other tools. I've just used Microsoft Copilot because I work generally in a Microsoft environment, and Microsoft's very good at targeting, my kind of role. AI handles the grunt work. BAs focus on facilitation, translation, and value, and turn around quickly, much quicker than we do today. And so in the future, we will be working very closely with AI, and AI may do some of our tasks, but we really need to be AIBAs first, and I will sure you'll start seeing some jobs out there that are focused specifically on this, okay? So there's my top 10. We're entering the era of the AI Business Analyst, or the AIBA. They're not replacing us yet, but sitting alongside us. Tools like Microsoft Copilot are already doing this today. Securely inside organizations with your own documents. Sure, it's not always slick. Sometimes it's one document at a time, but the point is it works, and it's only going to get better very quickly, like in a couple of weeks. So if Agile was the leap from Waterfall, then the IABA is the next leap, and you'll start seeing these roles. So give it a try. Use AI as your co-pilot. Build your muscle in promoting, validating, partnering with these tools. That's how you future-proof yourself as a better BA.